What is up, everybody? I'm No Lux Given, and today I wanted to do a little bit of an update. What's going on in my world? We are going to go over a game as well here, but this is going to feel, I think, a little bit more like a vlog. I'm just kind of going to talk about a few things that have been on my mind, update everybody on my health, and how that whole journey is going, and let you in a little bit on what's going on in my world. I locked there, by the way, kind of for the Wizard's Familiar pair, but also just for the Kitty Cup Purse plus Witch's Brew. I thought that would be fun. I kind of just wasn't thinking about the fact that we're playing Pied Piper anyways, and if I really wanted a Kitty Cup Purse with +1/+1 on it, then I probably should have just not locked and then rolled. Or you can, once you've picked up any character from your shop as Pied Piper, and you might not even have to in the early game. I'm not sure. I've never tried just not purchasing anything on the first turn and locking. But the point I was getting to is that the extra space in the shop will always fill up with an animal with +1/+1 on it. So it doesn't matter if you wind up locking, because you can still find some additional animals. I guess we'll find out here. I don't believe we're ever going to see a sixth character show up in the shop as Pied Piper this early on. You'll have to wait for later in the game to get those increased larger shops, but it's worth locking on to. I think here we'll triple up on the Wizard's Familiar. We will also triple on the, or not triple, but we'll start to pick up some blind mice, which are always fun. Yeah, so there's the answer, asked and answered here. But more important than the game, I just kind of wanted to update on some different things going on in my life, because I got a lot going on right now with the heart attack that I had a few months ago at this point. I guess that was potentially even 3 months ago. It happened like mid-October, and right, so then November, December, January. Yeah, so about 3 months ago at this point, had a heart attack, and since then, I took a little bit of time just to recover, and then I started with some cardiac rehab at the hospital, and that just wrapped up today, actually. So now, and that was going well, was showing some signs of improvement. You don't see too much of me physically on this channel, but I've lost about, it's a little bit tough to say, but I think that I've lost probably about 15 to 20 pounds since my heart attack, and not in a bad way either that I was sick. This was weight I was intentionally trying to lose, just to clarify on that point. They measured my waist today at the end compared to when I started the journey with them, and lost about 3 inches on my waist as well. So all of that's good. The goal isn't just weight loss, of course, it's overall health and heart strength, and that's where all of the focus has been. And even though I'm done with cardiac rehab, I still plan on continuing the fitness journey in some capacity. So I believe that there's some plans with my insurance where I can try to grab like a personal trainer, at least on a temporary basis, and learn a little bit more about what I'm doing with exercise, which is something that I was never super familiar with. That's kind of how I got here in the first place. I think that, plus eating too many chicken parms and things. I should say that in terms of like the cause of the heart attack, probably some stress and some not eating well. They mentioned something potentially called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. I believe, though, I am still, it's a long process to get to see a specialist for like a gastroentomologist, I believe. I made an appointment like 3 months ago, and that's still not for another few weeks. So hopefully I'll still grab some more answers with that as we grab this level 5 treasure. I'm going to talk about the game a little bit back here now. But yeah, the sword is cool to be able to keep on slaying with these kitty cup purses, and will also potentially allow us to activate this nutcracker as well. I've been pretty strong this game, down to 26 health. Haven't fully been paying attention to it. Honestly, it was a really fun game, and I probably could have done it a little bit more justice in the commentary, but yeah, hopefully this is fine. Going to wind up picking up Noble Steed here because we do have the Nutcracker, so we'll be able to grab a level 5 treasure from that, and I'm also going to lock onto the Turkish Delight. Just try to find other ways to gain some strength. We've got some strength right now in terms of the Econ from the Kitty Cup Purse that we've been rocking with all game, just barely missing the slay there, and also some strength from picking up that tier 5 treasure. So that is setting us up like decently well. We're in 4th place. Turns out this is like a really, really tough lobby. We're about to face up against Duke Silver again, and I wanted to give a shout out to Duke in this video because I did not upload YouTube videos the past 2-3 days, depending on when you are watching this one. Took a few days off, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But I wanted to just give a shout out to their channel. If I'm ever not uploading, you can hop on over to youtube.com/DukeSilver and check out. They also upload very similar kind of Storybook Brawl content with post-game commentary, though I do know Duke is trying to stream more, so I'm not sure if that impacts the style of his content. When I stream, I generally just do live commentary, and then I throw that right onto YouTube because it already has the commentary on it. I guess I should say I am planning on getting into a little bit more of streaming, both with Storybook Brawl and with Marvel Snap, which is a game that I've posted a lot on the channel recently and am having a lot of fun with. I'm not going to commit to anything right now because my health is certainly the most important thing and is going to eat up a little bit more of my free time as I figure out what the situation is as far as potentially grabbing like a personal trainer or something like that. So streams might not be coming just yet, but part of the idea, so for those that don't know, I am very much a night owl. I love staying up super late. Part of the reason that I do post-game commentary on YouTube is I play games super late at night. That's when my mind is most active, while other people are sleeping, and I probably need to be a little quieter. But I'll see what things I can move around and potentially try to find ways that aren't going to disturb people that would allow me some more flexibility to stream at night. But the idea is maybe get a trainer for 2 to 6 weeks, somewhere in that time frame, and during that time, I probably won't have as much time to record, similar to the current schedule that I have with cardio rehab. So it wouldn't be anything super crazy, but would just limit my ability to like stream. And then after that, I'll like just get a gym membership for a 24-hour gym and do some more stuff on my own schedule, which then just potentially opens up other avenues towards potentially streaming or something like that again. Just kind of flowing. I have some topics that I want to cover, but I might be struggling a little bit. It's a little bit more unscripted than the typical video. But yeah, I did want to bring up streaming as well. And the other thing that I wanted to bring up on the topic of why I didn't upload the past 2-3 days, some of you may know from other videos, he's briefly made some appearances, but I had a pet hamster that just passed away on Wednesday, sadly. and he was about 2 years old, so that's basically what you get out of a hamster. They don't have super long lives. I tried to give him a good life, best that I could. But yeah, he did pass away. So I just woke up on Monday to find him not quite dead yet, and spent the rest of the day with him to just kind of hold him and hang out, and then just took the day. So I wasn't doing any type of recording or anything like that, which obviously I know is understandable, but just wanted to let you guys know why there wasn't videos for a few days. I do have I've got about a week of backlog of gameplay, about 7 or so games that I think are all worthy of going onto the YouTube channel that are some sweet games. This game I brought up to Duke Silver, who was streaming at the time, that this was like my 7th or 8th, something like that, maybe 6th, first place finish in a row. And part of that finish is going to come from the fact that we just grabbed a world tree off Pandora's box, and now we can start to do some really powerful stuff. I do think about grabbing the evil twin potentially, but I think just like any level 6 character would be good, so I just start trying to roll for those. I don't wind up finding any that are super useful super quickly, though I do find an Oni Tyrant pretty quickly after that. But yeah, I was kind of being a little bit cheeky with update on my world, and world tree I'm sure will be the thumbnail and then eventually comes to fruition in this game. But yeah, back to I guess the subject of my hamster Woodrow. I think I will probably have tweeted out some pictures of him on by the time that this goes live, and I also posted some pictures to my Discord. Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be tough losing any type of pet, even a little guy like a hamster. So I don't have too much more to say on that. People that have pets, or people with emotions or whatever, you know what's going on. Yeah, he was so friggin' cute, and I'll definitely miss him. I don't, that leaves me petless now. I'll potentially get some other kind of pet in the future, whether that's a hamster again, or some other small furry thing. I have a lot of like supplies and things for a hamster, but I don't know, maybe I'll mix it up a little bit and potentially get something different. I was trying to think if there's anything else to say about this game. The interesting thing about this game is I think it's incredibly close. Like, the lobby, everybody, the top 4 players in this lobby all had a really cool strategy that they were using. We're kind of just in the midst of putting a World Tree comp together. World Tree, I generally don't love to play Empress P, and will try to transition into just more straightforward things like Good Boy, Ashwood Elm, etc. I Dream first here in case we find the Fates. That's kind of a fun one. Puffy also can be a fun one, but I'm just going to take Rumpelstiltskin for the extra gold on the next turn. And now again, I'm just looking for Good Boys, Ashwood Elms, as well as Oni Tyrants and Lordies. Those are some of the most powerful things that you can get. Court Wizard's pretty good too, though you don't always have to play Court Wizard. I don't know. There's a lot of different strategies with World Tree. Kind of just roll and pick up the first units that I find that can add to the board. But just going to wind up locking onto these ones here. And then I'll have 3 different pairs of level 6 characters. and can potentially triple one of those off, maybe drop the Staff of the Old Toad at that point. That also is why I was being a little bit more greedy in terms of what I wanted to pick up. I had Staff of the Old Toad, and this combat's pretty lucky. We are able to dodge Duke hitting onto my Empress P there, which means now we've got a bunch of stats on the whole backline crew. We take out the Medusa, and from there we get to take out Duke as well for 9 damage Exacxies. And this lobby's not over quite just yet. We're gonna have to run the full gamut. We're gonna have to kill, I think it's gamut, right? Gambit? I'm not sure. I think it's full gamut. Gamut. And we'll have to take out everybody in this lobby, as now it is time to take out Wonder Waddle. We triple up on the Green Knights. I'm going to pick up Ivory Owl. Tossing the Staff of the Old Toad, I think, like I said, could see tossing Sword of Fire and Ice here as well. There's not too many turns left in this game, which is also kind of an argument against picking up the Ivory Owls, and then I'm going to wind up picking up a Lordy after that, and I wind up throwing in the Lordy instead of the Echo Wood, thinking the Echo Wood is like a little bit more scammable, kind of, but I don't know. And then next turn, I'm just going to try to roll for Good Boy and Ashwood Elm, which again maybe means that I could have tossed the Sword of Fire and Ice and kept the Staff of the Old Toad. I do think that those are the main talking points that I wanted to bring up in this video. Brought up some stuff about streaming, stuff about my health. Oh, I guess one more thing about my health is that next week, so the gastro doctor, that's in like a few weeks. The next week I'm gonna go in and they're gonna rub jelly on me and essentially do like an ultrasound and look at my heart and just see how that's performing. As far as the cardio rehab, that was all going pretty well. They liked the results of all of that. There was maybe like a week that I had to take off just because of some pains in my chest, and I didn't know if that was going to be something that was just got a phone call there and got a little bit distracted, but wasn't sure totally if that was something that was from my heart or just like using some different muscles in the rehab, or part of like the surgery that they did, or what have you. And I'm just trying to pay attention a little bit more to my body and bring up anything that I don't know, which is any of it, to my doctors, which obviously all know a lot more than I do. So there was that for a little bit. Other than that, though, things have been going pretty well. My heart attack, I didn't really talk about it too much, but there was, or at least I don't think I talked about it too much. Okay. There was a like total blockage on one of my, oh gosh. It's just embarrassing to not know the name of the term, but it's only because I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head right now. But there was a blockage in one of my, the tubes. For those are called, not veins, but like the bigger terms for those when they're connected to your hearts. Heart. I only have one, singular. So that was totally blocked. And then the number that they said is that my heart was performing at about like 25% effectiveness after that. And just when you have an event like that, it takes some time for the heart to fully recover. So next week they're going to have a gauge on what that strength is now and how that's looking, if I'm going to need additional surgeries or if just the medicines that I'm currently on plus the exercise and dieting, how that stuff is going. So yeah, I'll potentially post like an update about something like that on my Discord. Don't know if I necessarily want to do a video like this all the time, but I do want to keep everybody informed. And there's a part of me too that felt a little bit guilty. Obviously, I want to be able to take the time for myself and not have to, like, if I need a day to not upload, that's okay. And I know that. But I didn't want to scare anybody by not saying anything about the fact that I didn't upload for a few days, when the previous time that happened was because of my heart attack. And I don't want anybody to think that that's like happening again or something like that, because that could be the first place that your mind jumps to. So kind of wanted to put people at ease with that. And it did remind me the last topic that I wanted to talk about. I can make myself a little bit bigger here, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. So the way that I hit 1,000 subscribers, and that means I can monetize my YouTube channel. And it's a very weird thing, because you can monetize your YouTube channel, but they have to, essentially, you know when you make an account and it says like verify your phone number, they text you a PIN, and then you put that into the website. YouTube AdSense does that, but with your mailing address. They mail you a code, and then once you've done that, once you've given that info back to them, then you can start earning money. So I set that up, or like they mailed that to me when I hit 1,000 subscribers about a month and a half ago at this point. Maybe it was only a month ago, but that still hasn't gotten to me. So I still haven't made any money from any of this. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, well, should I ask them to resend it? At which point it might be another month. And like, what if I ask them to resend it and then it comes in the mail like a day later? I would feel terrible about that. But I think that's what I got to do. And it does mean that I've still just been doing this for fun, and I've been growing the channel, and it's always kind of been just for fun, a passion project, but it's nice to be able to potentially make some money off of it, especially, you know, with medical bills and stuff like that. I'm probably gonna get a new pet. That's gonna be some money as well. And I only bring that up to say, like, I don't know, there's a few things on my mind with all of that are a little bit awkward. I might start to pull back a little bit just until that happens, and then I can kind of go harder and really put my focus and time into it when I'm actually getting something back from the channel in 2 to 4 weeks, whenever I'm able to verify my information with AdSense. So that's just been like a little bit of an annoying thing. And it's, some of it's like such a weird thing to complain about, right? Because I had a video, one of my Marvel Snap videos, and I knew it was going to be a good one. I am basically, for those that don't play Marvel Snap, cards have different rarities, and I was able to make a deck using two of the really rare cards and really splashy, cool cards. And that video was able to get about 20,000 views, which is awesome. I don't want to complain about having a video with 20,000 views, and obviously that brought a lot of growth to the channel as well. It would have just been cool if I got something else from those 20,000 views, and that does make me think about, like, okay, well, just before I do anything like that again, where I, and it's not anything crazy, but yeah, you get where I'm coming from. I want to have the channel set up for monetization before I get my next 20,000 views video, and that's kind of making me just rethink how much time I'm putting into everything right now before that happens, especially when I've got other things to focus on. But at the same time, I'm still playing the games. Like I said, I've got 7 days worth of content just for Storybook Brawl. Marvel Snap, I can play 100 games of that in a day. I don't quite go that far, but still at the same time, I have the content, the in-game content, to maybe make 2-3 weeks worth of Marvel Snap videos as well. I just have to figure out how much time I want to put into all of that, and I think that just about wraps it up. I definitely had 1 or 2 more things that I wanted to talk about, but I think that's good for us today. I will probably just upload this on Saturday, but despite me having the content for Storybook Brawl, I might not have the time to like have a backlog and resume daily uploads immediately. I think that should start back into next week, but again, with all of this, just wanted to update everybody on the whole world there. But for today, that is going to be it for me. So thank you guys very much for watching and listening, and I'm No Lex Given. Peace.